I say before you go, check that extra note.
So, as humans, right? We oftentimes approach new things with our own preconceived notions or misconceptions, and obviously, since you have been over to the Lutheran side, I mean, we can see it all over the internet, all on your page. Like, people have so many different misconceptions about you as a Lutheran or Lutherans in general, right? So I just want to clear up a few of those misconceptions, right?
Yeah.
One misconception that I see often is, do Lutherans believe in sanctification?
Oh yeah, that's a big one. And it's that's even personal to me in terms of, so when I was training for my undergraduate degree, I did an independent study, and a portion of the curriculum was related to sanctification. And it was a book on, I think it was like 5 views of sanctification. And the Lutheran view represented in the book was one that kind of had that message. So they presented Lutheranism as if Lutherans were weak on sanctification. And as a Reformed Baptist at the time, I remember 2 things. I remember thinking, like, what I'm reading is interesting. And then I remember sort of buying into the propaganda from the book. And that's unfortunate, because there's this misconception out there, because people don't understand the way we articulate sanctification. And most of the times they don't bring in Lutherans to bring clarity. They'll rather have someone from their camp explain what we believe, as opposed to being courteous enough. Give us our own voice. Bring in a Lutheran pastor or scholar to represent what they, so confessional Lutherans, in keeping with, Luther and his cohorts, like, have a high standard of sanctification, because one, we believe it's the work of the Holy Spirit who's sanctifying us. He's the one who's setting us apart and maturing and growing us. So we're leaning in on his work that he promises to do, right? He started it in us. He's going to complete it to the day of redemption. So we lean heavily into that. The other thing is, we rightfully articulate this thing called 2 kinds of righteousness, where vertically, you feel me? You get me? 2KR, you know what I'm saying? So vertically, before God, coram Deo, we passively receive, you know what I'm saying, the righteousness that God delivers to us based upon Jesus. And then horizontally, coram mundo, before one another, that's where we get active in performing those good works, pursuing purity, acts of service. So we have a robust doctrine of sanctification that rightly divides law and gospel, and instructs us on how to see ourselves in the world. And all that I'm explaining, people don't take the time to hear it out.
Yeah.